Let's punch it. Good day, everybody. You're watching Beyond the Test Drive, and I've spent the week hanging with Polestar's 2024 Polestar 2. This is the long range and the big thing for 2024. It's a little late in 2024 right now, but the big news was the switch from the front wheel drive. They put a more efficient motor on the back. Proper sports sedan setup now with lots of torque, lots of horsepower going to those rear wheels. Also, Polestar has increased the battery capacity. They let you know all this down there on the side. I have not met a single person that likes this. So it looks like a sticker, you got to peel it off, but Polestar's doubled down. They continue to do it. Maybe the rest of the world likes that, but 82 kilowatt hour battery gives us a 320 mile EPA estimated range. 299 horsepower going to those rear wheels, and I'll put those numbers up there, but it's like 300 and some pound-feet of torque. I did review Polestar 2 last year, but I had the all-wheel drive, which was a hoot, and I had the front-wheel drive, which was very disappointing. So now I think this rear-wheel drive is the plum of the Polestar 2 model lineup. And one of the things that, well, it's a little, I always say eye-watering, but this one's really eye-watering. It up in the high 50,000s. It's not eligible for any tax rebate, so I think a lot of people will lease these. This does sit up a little higher than your regular sports sedan, but it doesn't sit up high like something like the Mustang Mach-E. It looks like a normal car. It's elegant, it's sophisticated. I've always liked how these look. However, you will not be noticed. So if you're looking to be noticed, this is not the car, and I kind of like that. Again, I have no issues pulling up anywhere in this Polestar 2. A lot of folks who hadn't experienced one of these asked me this week, what is that? And they've been out there. Of course, Model 3s are all over the place. These are not as prevalent. We do have on this one, we do have some incredible headlights on here. They swivel, they go up and down, they do all kinds of great things. I think that's part of the option package. And we do have fog lights. I would pick another color than this Magnesium. There's some nice colors that this looks good in. This is kind of whitish. It's okay, but it's very normal car-like in the fact that you have these nice chunky handles, and this does have some puddle lights that shine down from them, which is really nice. What do you think about the styling? This has been out almost 4 years now versus the Model 3, which is kind of aerodynamic looking. We're riding on 19-inch 245s. There is a 20-inch option. I would avoid that. Just get the 19s again because this handles well. We'll get into that on the drive. You do have kick to open, including the chunky handles, the styling. This is another part of the Polestar 2 that I really like. And not only is this a hatch, it's a very nice place back here. It's all kinds of cool little stuff. You got a little strap here, you got this nice net area over here. You can see I got a roller board in there. Let's go ahead and pull that out. And of course, everybody makes a big deal out of this little thing here for your groceries. Another strap, some hooks here, hooks there, another hook. Yeah, it's pretty good. You also have a 12 volt back here. So a lot of nice, this is just a nice area. There's a lot of hatches out there, but this one does it really well. And then if I lift this up, I get another deep storage bin under there. So lots of storage here. I get a ski pass-through. That's pretty nice. And you do have kick to close. See that? And you also have a button that will lock it also. The big light bar on the back. One of the things that's not so great about the Polestar is the fact that it looks like a mid-size, good-size sedan, but you really don't get any more room in this than, say, a compact car. The seats are pretty comfortable. Some people will complain about the headroom back here. You do get heated seats back here. You do get 2 USB-Cs, nice vents. You do have sort of these capacitive reading lights back here. So I would say this feels rather premium, other than I'm going to talk about these seats. Polestar is very proud of these seats, but I think they're durable. But at this price point, you're going to want something a little better. At least I would. But yeah, everything just does feel kind of premium. Let's talk about this interior. Again, a little bit of a polarizing interior. I like simple interiors. I like darker interiors, they have jazzed it up with enough grays, enough contrast to give it a really good look. Pretty thunky doors. Yeah, good thunks there. But not easy to get in and out of. Good thunks. Good thunks. Here's your charging port. Got a little light in there. I'll put the charging statistics up there. I think they've upped the charging speed here on these 2024s also. You have these cool rimless mirrors, and this whole housing moves when you're trying to adjust it. And let's take a look. We do have a frunk. The latch to undo the frunk is over here. And we have hood struts, which is nice. And you get your repair kit. You get a jack. A little bit of room up here. At least you can keep your cables up here if you want. If you want to put something else, that's where you put your windshield wiper stuff in. Yep, nice quality, feels good. Now both the driver and the passenger have full power seats. We also get lumbar on both sides that goes up and down, adjustable. Nice here. You do have some ambient lighting at night across the top here, down in the footwells. But it's nice that the passenger has the same seat as the driver. We also get a little extension if you're a little bit taller. You have longer thighs. Okay, door pockets. You can put a water bottle in there. Again, everything feels pretty good. Now, you get this little spot here for storage, because that's what we're going to talk about next. It's good for sunglasses, kind of small stuff. I would say you have zero storage up here. Everybody's talked about the cup holder situation, so I'm not going to dwell on that. So this was for the driver, but since there's no storage here, Polestar says, hey, we're going to give you a big old honking glove box. So this is one of the bigger glove boxes I've seen. So at least they're trying. Now, while the front passengers are going to struggle with their cup holder situation, rear passengers are going to do just fine cup holder wise, because you know those cup holders are important. When I get into the car, you don't have to do anything. The car just comes on, and you could go, I like that or I don't like that. So I would like to touch something and turn on the car, but it's on and active once your butt sits to heat. Now, once your butt hits, what is it? Once your butt hits the seat, it's on. The driver. If I have a passenger over here and I get out, the car will shut off unless I hold this thing down. Takes too long. Let's keep the vehicle on, and when I get out, the vehicle will stay on. To me, that just takes too long. So we'll do that, keep that on there. Chunky steering wheel. It's a little hard. It's not as soft as I like them. You have some audio controls over here. All your cruise control stuff over here. Let's do a horn. Decent horn. Piano black. Don't like that. Too much piano black around here. But as part of the overall driving experience, you get to put it into gear and put it that way. Reverses up. Neutral, drive. Neutral, drive. Very satisfying. Feels really good quality when you push and pull on this. Here's your parking brake. I forget to do that. If you're in drive, you got to hit that park. It's a little slow. Hit the drive there. You can see it down here. If I hit park, it's a little slow. That should be a little bit more instantaneous to me. These are some haptic. There's no buttons. The only buttons you get are this sort of haptic pause and play on your whatever you're listening to. You get a nice clickety-clacky volume knob, and then you get your hazards. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm not a big fan of that sound. It's definitely unique. It's a little staticky. These are haptic buttons. You got your rear defroster, your front defroster. So these are nice because they, you can access them right away. Let's turn that back off. Let's talk about this really quick. This is a Google-driven system. The best way to think of this system is it is a high-powered Android phone. So just think of your phone, and this is what you got. And it's very well integrated with the maps, Google Maps. You also can put all your apps on here like Spotify. We have satellite radio. It's It's nice. You can also see CarPlay. I have not hooked up my CarPlay. There is no wireless CarPlay, but if I want to wire it, I have two USB-Cs right here. I just haven't used it because the Google Maps is so good. It's so much better than the phone version, at least in iOS. You know, if you go over to the screen, I mean, this thing is zippity, 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 zippity. It's fast. You have voice. You have Google Assistant. It understands everything you want. It worked really, really well, and I've enjoyed this system. Now, when it comes to the car itself, you hit the car right there, and the menus are pretty simple. Here's your driving modes or driving changes, your steering wheel, one pedal drive, creep. I like to keep creep on. That's a very natural feeling. All of your safety assist, your drive, adaptive cruise, driver alert, collisions. Again, this does have a full suite of safety systems. You set your charge level, 90, 80, right here for that. And then all of your lights, mirrors, all those things like there. So we go to mirrors. Let's put our wipers in the service position, and they'll come up. So I find this pretty easy to use. I don't know why people are complaining about it too much. Again, now you get back to that sort of your phone look of this. And the beauty of this is your maps over here are highly integrated into your instrument cluster, and that's a game changer. This is very, very nice. I've enjoyed using this system, Google Maps, so much that I have not hooked up my Apple CarPlay this week. I get my phone calls through the Bluetooth. I get my messages through this system, and it works pretty well. My only complaint is this bezel is pretty wide. It'd be nice if this were filled up the whole screen. All of your AC functions are down here. You can just hit it on auto and it'll stay. And you can do your seat heaters or your steering wheel. And these things, I've turned them on, and man, they blast. Whether it's the seat or the steering wheel, they come on really fast. So I'm okay with this system. I find it easy and fine to use. Everything you'd expect out of a luxury vehicle, I'm not finding anything missing other than ventilated seats. Everything else seems to be befitting of what you're expecting in a luxury car. Again, I'm not going to complain about this spot here. You've heard all about that. I will just say it hasn't lessened my enjoyment of the car. You do have a wireless charger down here. It works pretty well. And again, those two USB-Cs. Again, this is going to hold a lot of junk when you're traveling. We do have this nice rimless mirror, and we have all these capacitive lights. This car's been solid, has 4,900 miles on it, no rattles, no creaks, so pretty high quality. It feels high quality. My only complaint is that and actually this is a good thing. It's not really a complaint. This is the one car, or the EV, where you feel like you put it on. You almost feel like you're sitting in a Camaro or a Mustang. It definitely gives you that sporty cockpit feeling because you're kind of constrained. You feel like you're wearing the car, and I kind of like that for a sports sedan. It's just that this thing is big, and it gives you a little bit of that claustrophobic feeling, and I have a hard time finding places to put my elbows. So that's really my only complaint. Piano black, the cup holders, can't find any place for my elbows. And I should point out, put this in drive, hit this, and you can see I have my rear camera there, and if I hit 360, I get a surround view, and this has been pretty nice. This will come on automatically when I'm close to stuff. So yeah, if I'm coming close to something like this wall, it'll give me alerts. It'll pop on the 360 camera. So pretty nice. So if you're going to a drive-through, these will go off quite a bit if you're getting close on the side. So all, to Polestar's credit, all the chimes are pretty pleasant. So they're not too annoying. Now, one nice thing about the Android system, much like a Tesla, you can watch YouTube while the car is still or you're charging. And the best part about that is you can go over and check out Beyond the Test Drive. Check out all of our videos and our content. If you like what you see, we definitely would like you to subscribe and come along for the ride. Couple things you notice right off, initially when you drive a Polestar. You feel like the throttle is a little dull because the first part of its motion is kind of calibrated for normal everyday driving. But once you kind of get into it, oh boy, the 299 and all that torque is plenty. So that's the first thing you notice is you know, just how pleasant the throttle is. It's dull like it should be. You shouldn't be jumping up. Let's go over some bumps. The ride it's sports sedan firm, and I'll just leave it there, but it's not punishing. I think they did do something in the 2024s. I did complain about that last year in the ones I was testing. I just felt the ride was a little too harsh, crashing over bumps, but definitely has improved that. The other thing that I like is that there's no real artificial noises pumped in here as far as whirring sounds, and the electric motors are really quiet. There's no annoying, you know, that electric motor whining. You just don't have that here, and you just feel the swoosh of the power. So pretty basic, pretty simple, you know, just trying to keep it simple. The other thing is you are enveloped in here, you kind of feel, and you know, it just feels like it wants to go fast. You know, when you're sitting in here, it just encourages you to drive in a sporty manner. So I do like that. But this is boring. Let's go find a fun road. Okay, we found this fun canyon road, and this is really where the Polestar 2 shines, is on sort of like one of these relatively high speed corners. Not real tight stuff because we're kind of going uphill here, and oh, you like that rear wheel drive because it kind of squats back really nice. Oh, here's a big bump. Whoa! Yeah, so pretty buttoned down handling wise. I do wish the steering had a little bit more feedback or feel. It feels good as far as turning it. It doesn't really weight up or anything. It kind of stays consistent through these turns. I've gotten a little used to it. At first it kind of feels a little sloppy as you're trying to figure out exactly how to aim the car, but overall, again, kind of a grand touring situation here, kind of hugging these turns, but this handles a lot better than the steering feels, and that's one of the keys to the Polestar 2 is I really do enjoy the handling. This is a heavy car. It does not feel that heavy, but here it's just buttoned down. It just really, as you come around these corners and you hit some bumps, everything just works really well. Anyway, this is really a lot of fun to drive on a road like this. Plenty of oomph. You can turn traction control off. You can get that back end to swing out on you if you really do push it.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Kardon.
Yeah, and again, this is plenty of power. So 299. Plenty of torque for, I just can't imagine needing any more than this. Now this is it's supposedly like a 6-second car, and it just feels a lot faster than that. So
continue on Yuma Road for 3/4 of a mile.
it just boogies. It boogies. The other thing I do enjoy with the Polestar 2 is the brakes. There is absolutely zero play at the top. You know, you just touch it and you're into the brakes. So pretty strong. Again, if you go to the all-wheel drive, you can get the performance pack, but these are pretty strong brakes. I don't notice it nose diving or anything. So yeah, pretty good. But the feel of it is what I like. I like a nice firm brake pedal that bites right at the top like these do. Here we get some handling. Oh, so I should mention that the steering is also not too quick. As you can see here, I'm turning the wheel quite a bit. Oh yeah, this is good. This is good. The other setting I like to keep this on this week is, go back into the car, I like to keep the one pedal driving on low because I do like to use the brakes. So it's just enough. You let off the throttle. There is a little resistance to slow it down, but you can go full one pedal driving, or you can turn it completely off. But yeah, this is a good road for this Polestar. Again, it's just the steering. You feel the back end squat as you hit the throttle. Yeah, this is good. This is fun. This is so much fun. Yes, would a Miata with a 6-speed be even more fun? Absolutely. Electric cars are more about experiencing your surroundings and enjoying the road and the music and whatever you got going on. You're not as engaged with the car. You're just kind of steering and hitting the gas. But if you like quick speed, it's still fun to get that thrust as you push the pedal down. All right, good brakes, good handling, a little loosey-goosey on the steering, but overall, this is a lot of fun to drive. All right, let's get it out on the highway. All right, just getting up to speed on the highway. And you're not going to complain about that at all. There is plenty of oomph here. Again, contrasting this to the older front-wheel drive, which is way down on power. You just kind of felt that car struggling with its weight. Here, it's fine. It's plenty to, at these higher speeds like right now, yeah, it's kind of losing a little bit of its gusto, but still a little passing here. So good cruiser. These are pretty noisy, concrete grooved roads, and I just feel like they'd have done something to quiet this down. It'll cruise at whatever speed you want. Of course, out on the highway is where you're going to drain your battery the fastest, trying to maintain these speeds. Overall seat comfort, the seats are very comfortable. Again, you got the lumbar that goes up and down. It pushes in and out pretty good. The only complaint about these seats, these cloth seats, is that they're kind of hot. Right now it's pretty moderate temperature out, but on a warmer day, I just felt my back getting hot. So I think that's the place where you're gonna, I would want the leather, the ventilated leather in this. So that's really, they snug you pretty good, pretty decent comfort. I don't think, I don't know if I'm gonna road trip this car or anybody's gonna do long road trips in it, given the charging situation right now in the infrastructure. But for long commutes, yeah, it's pretty comfortable. Again, you sit up a little higher than your normal sports sedan, which gives you pretty good visibility compared to the other cars out there. Yeah, so with that extra little bit of ride height, you feel like you do have a nice commanding view forward. The mirrors are great. They're not very big. They're rimless. They have that nice rimless design. So good visibility out both mirrors there. Good visibility over the shoulder, out the back window. Yeah, it's a little kind of a small, out the back isn't all that great, but overall I have no issues with the visibility, getting in and out of traffic here. And then again, you do have this nice bright airy glass top with no beams across it or anything. So yeah, pretty good out here on the highway. Again, it's a little bit tinny feeling as far as some echoes in here, and that gets me to the stereo. This does have a 13 speaker Harmon Kardon stereo. There's a full equalizer on it, so I'm sure if I played with the equalizer I could get it balanced pretty good. Just the standard, out of the box settings, it's decent. It's not overwhelmingly premium sounding. Plenty of volume. And the nice thing about listening to a radio or a stereo in an electric car is you're really only dealing with the road noise, which is a lot right now, but no engine noises or anything. And this is pretty hushed wind noise wise. I haven't noticed any buffeting, given the shape of this thing isn't like the jelly beans that are the rest of the electric world. This one's pretty blocky and wind seems to go over it pretty well. Let's go ahead and talk about the range real fast. So when I picked up this car, it was 87% charged. Again, you're not gonna charge these up to 100% for battery maintenance. So it said 87%, it was about 260 or so. I've got 130 left. I've gone 123. So that's 252. So it's not bad. It's doing pretty good. The Polestar is kind of known to be a little bit more accurate as far as its EPA ratings versus something like a Tesla, but yeah, it's still down. Now the caveat there is it's been ideal temperatures, no air conditioning, no heat, and so range has been fine. Again, if you top it all the way up to 100, it's going to purport to be 320. Now we do have adaptive cruise over here. I can turn that on. I got it set to 67. It is fully adaptive. It'll bring you to a stop. The other thing we have is we do have as part of the pilot pack, we do get this lane centering. It works pretty good. Let's see how it does up here around this little sweeper. It wants me to grab the wheel. Like every 15 seconds it'll complain at you, but let's see how it does on this turn. Yeah, it's doing pretty decent. It's trying to hug the left side. Again, these aren't there for you to do that. They're just there for you, you know, in case you want to take your hands off the wheel for just a second. So nice and quiet as we pull in the park here. Is Polestar 2 perfect? No. But as last year, even though this is the 2024 revamped model, if you watch those videos, I said this had a lot of personality. And I still stand by that. This is a quirky car. Again, it's not perfect by no means. Its number one attribute is it's just fun to drive. I like looking at it. It's good to hang with. And again, I understand that the EV market is just crazy right now. Geopolitical, batteries, EVs are depreciating like crazy right now, and it's just odd. And you know, there's just a lot of emotion with tax credits. This one is fun, and I think it's the one EV that kind of feels like a regular car. So we want to know what you think. If you drive an EV, you're interested in this one or a Tesla, drop us a comment below. We definitely want to hear from you. And if you own one, yes, we want to hear about your experience with this Polestar or any other EV that you own. So thanks for coming along with us today. We really appreciate it. Definitely like and subscribe. And as always, have a great day, morning or evening, wherever you may be.